Okay, I've used, by the power of magic, I've conjured a new group onto the board. There you can see I've added these pieces here. I've moved some around, I've added these pieces. This is Russia. Sorry that they don't look like armies. I'm not using the actual pieces for the game, so they just pretend they're armies. I want to show you what happens with respect to building new units. So let's play out a scenario. Basically, the number of units that you have is going to be tied to the number of supply cities that you control. We all start with 3 at the beginning, although Russia actually is the exception. Russia has 4. Russia starts with 1, 2, 3, 4 supply cities on their territory. However, most do not. Most start with 3. So if you look here, down here, this is Turkey. Turkey starts with 1, 2, 3. This will be Greece, I guess. Is it? Greece? Seems odd. Anyways, oh no, this is not one of the powers. This is just random. Greece is not controlled by anyone. It's sort of up for grabs. Here you have what looks like Austria. Austria has 1, 2, 3. Here you have Italy has 1, 2, 3, and so on. France has 1, 2, 3. Iberian Peninsula, there are 2 supply cities, but they don't start. No one starts in control of them. England has 1, 2, 3, and so on. So over here, Russia starts with 4. So it has 4 units. Now let's play out a turn, a set of actions where Russia actually grabs a couple of supply centers, grabs new cities, and I'll show you what happens. So in this scenario, let's imagine that Russia orders Galicia here, this army, to attack at Budapest, orders Ukraine to attack at Romania, orders Warsaw to support at Galicia, and orders Livonia to march into Prussia. In the meantime, this was just a hold order, this was just a hold order. Let's, for sake of simplicity, say that. So, this attack, Galicia into Budapest, which was supported by Warsaw, means it's successful because it's 2 to 1. So, Sarah is bounced. Let's say Russia is me. So I bounce Sarah out of Budapest. Let's say she decides to go back to Trieste. I take control of Budapest. That one stays there because it was giving support. This one marches into Prussia. There are no cities in Prussia. This one down here marched into Romania, uncontested, and takes this city. So at the end of that round, what happened is Russia seized this city in Romania and this city in Budapest. Let's suppose that happens at the end of the second round, so in the fall, which means we're now at the end of the year, we're at the end of the turn, and now it's time to recalibrate the map. Russia now has 2 extra supply cities. It started with 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down here, 4. But now it's claimed these 2 extras. That means that at this phase of the game, Russia can build 2 new units. So it can basically build up to the number of supply cities it controls. So Russia can take 2 new units, and you can choose armies or fleets. It's up to you. And can build. And it has to build on home supply centers. So even though it just stole these 2 cities from Austria, and this was neutral territory at the time, it still has to build on its own territory. So I get 2 armies. Let's say I decide to put one in Moscow, and I put the other one, I can't put it in Warsaw because there's already a unit there, so I put the other one here in St. Petersburg. If it is a supply city that is on the water, you could potentially build a fleet there as well. So let's say I do that. Let's say I build a fleet in that space, army in this space. Now, if the opposite happened, if I'd had a bad round, let's say, and let's put the pieces back. Let me arrange it a little bit differently. Let me say that I have my pieces like this. And let's say Sarah were to attack from Galicia in Warsaw with support from Ryan. He is adjacent to Galicia, so he could do that. So Sarah successfully knocks this army out. This army gets bounced to Ukraine. Now Russia has lost a supply city. So if that happened at the end of the round, and this was the scenario at the end of the year, it would mean that I only actually control 3 supply cities, and therefore I have to disband 1 of my military units, because you can only have as many units as you have supply cities. And so let's just say I decide, okay, I'll take this one off. And that's what happens in that final round of each turn. Where am I? Here it is right here, in the part where you count supply centers and adjust unit total, which is the last thing you do each round. Okay, let me see if there's anything I've forgotten.